Good morning. Welcome to the second part of this video. Let's start by explaining how self-awareness increase diversity. The first part of the video, before we talk about inclusion, we talk about diversity, we talk what are the differences between them, and then the second part of this video, we will talk about self-awareness and how it increase diversity. So for explaining it, I will go to this slide. This is the slide um, 14. The solutions come from emotion. So my aim for this second part of the video is explaining emotional intelligence. What are emotional intelligence? That we can understand is manage ourselves and our relationships, and explaining that self-awareness consists on a personal competence, and it has to do with recognition, what I see. So remember that in terms of self-awareness, when it comes to make a recognition for somebody, you avoiding prejudices, and this is very very important in this area. So we might say that diversity enhances self-awareness as well, because we might know about the backgrounds of the people. We might not. We might learn about the different experience. That's good for your self knowledge. So this is both directions about that, and self-awareness enhance diversity, and diversity enhance self-awareness. So self-awareness is the ability to perceive our emotions. So when it comes to make a perception about self-awareness, so we might say that that we are increasing that the diversity, and it is basically because we might avoid prejudices of the people. When it comes to avoiding prejudices of the people, because we are more aware about us than before, is because we are very well aware how the brain works. And the brain works basically, we have three brains that we need to understand that there are three brains. The brains are related to the neocortex, the limbic, and reptilian. So very quickly, I will explain these functions. The first brain is reptilian. This is basically related to how the brain works in terms of basic functions. The second is the limbic brain that we need to focus right now, is to that we need to understand that our brain is like a shortcut. They get experience and they take advantage of this last experience. Basically, when when we were kids, found basically to save energy and to survive. So in general, taking into account these issues, we might say that our brain is very lazy. It doesn't like to think, So it expresses a problem for us, that they can get confusions about different reptiles, or this example about different snakes. And we can mind this system, our mind might get confusion about what's a real snake and what is a fake snake. So, apart from that, we need to focus on the emotional brain in terms of to understand that emotional brain creates some gut reactions that it leads us because of the experience that you experienced in the past. So, putting a nutshell, we might say that we experience something in the past, starting when we were a baby, when your mom was pregnant, and every time we are experienced by substance, different substance. And this is information that this is in our veins. And well, the body, our mind think that through this experience, we might get adventure. So they use this experience in order to know the information. As you can see, this experience is not real experience, it's not good information, it's not good data, basically because it's based on the past. And when you are a past, you are experiencing some specific situations, probably when you are a child, when you are a baby, when you are a kid, you are experiencing something. However, for the mind is like this information is very, very ingrained in your brain. So they took your mind take these informations for in real. So this is something that we need to take into account. So what is the link between diversity and self-awareness? So it's clear that differences they stimulate emotional reactions. So rare is the person who is neutral in the face of differences. They can cite and tourist arts, so they can get curiosity. They learn more about positive emotions. So sometimes, however, in terms of the diversity, these people makes feel very negative or make feel fear or make feel irritate us or whatever. So consequences is that our body creates some hormones that um, get us feel bad. So this is the consequence of these negative emotions. So basically, we are not we might not said that the positive emotion is better than negative emotions. Negative emotion is basically in order to know where we are in terms of fear or in terms of anger, so understand what happened us and what we were reacting at. But sometimes in terms of diversity, these informations that rise in ourselves when we see something different, when we see someone that is different than us, or when we see someone that have other opinion, we need to know that our mind is creating information. It's not bad, but in terms of fear, in terms of anger, sometimes, so these prejudices that are very, very strong. Remember that the prejudice comes from this gut reaction. Like when you see someone, you say, well, that's for sure that guy could be like that. This information is based on the gut reaction. And remember, the gut reactions come because your mind is very lazy. Sometimes because when they are very strong, we are not having time to think about it. So prejudices arise. Prejudices arise, and when the prejudices are very profound, sometimes we are hijacked by our amygdala, that is a part of the emotional brain, and we can get that we react. We are not. We can transform these things, these thoughts about someone that is different against us. When someone will have a different opinion, when someone express different point of view, so we are very our mind reacts a lot because it's hijacked. It's hijacked about these prejudices, this information that were occur in the past. Perhaps with your family, for your mom, or your father, that they introduce you some information about the people that are different, and you learn from it. And this is very deeply ingrained in your veins, in your gene, and you can't, you know that this information, you take advantage of these information, but in a wrong way. Huh? So, problem in the workplace that this prejudice sometimes create fear, these emotions create fear, anger, and frustration, anxiety, or whatever. So, at the end of the day, this all in all, we need to work with the third part of our the third brain. The third brain, we need to know that being the rational thinking, no? So even though you sometimes when you feel different, when you show someone that is different because the gender, because the race, because the age, because whatever it is, you can understand, you can get the gut reactions. You need to think about neocortex. This is a good way to take advantage of diversity. Also, to take advantages of self-awareness. When you know that is well, is you can't you think by the neocortex, you are responsible to another thinking. You are responsible. You are using good communication. You are using good planning. You are thinking good way to think. So this is very important. Sometimes there are people that stick only on the second brain, the first and the second, basically an emotional brain, but have not give time to think the neocortex. So very important in adolescence or the people that are using only brain, the second limbic brain, but they are not using what is called rational. So all in all, well, it's important to understand in just self-awareness, understand emotions, understanding, for instance, emotions, understand anger, contempt, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, surprise. Very quickly, they are looking for different emotions, different faces here. The face of the anger, contempt, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. Solutions are here. First one, happiness. Second, disgust. Three, fear, and so on. And also, we might very quickly, I will introduce how to the self-awareness know about the people. Anger, when we see someone that is anger, feel anger, this is the expression. Expressions about eye, mouth, and body. Very has micro expressions, and look at the micro expressions, how the brows are going down, and the movement of the the jaw, for instance, lower the way of the lids. The lids very important. They are very tense. Or content, and the mouth. They're serious when it comes to prejudices, and we can see someone or others. This is very important. Macro expressions. Discuss. Discuss. Look at the nose. Look at the mouth as well. Or, for instance, the fear, very important, fear, how the eyes expanded, the eyebrows rise, how rise upper eyelids, or tense your eyelids. This is fear. Or happiness. Happiness is good expressions. These kind of very good, important, intense, positive expressions that comes from sometimes in terms of to understand diversity. When someone is different of us, understanding that these emotions is very crucial for increasing diversity. So we understand also expression in terms of silence. When we see someone different this time, we can understand that this person is very sad. The sad comes from dropping out, losing, slide the lip corners. Very important expression. Very important expression in terms of silence and expression. Surprise, very surprise. Sounds familiar. This sounds familiar.